Joining me now from Washington, D.C., Director of the Log Cabin Republicans, Charles Moran. Charles, Log Cabin Republicans nationally, y'all came out and you endorsed Donald Trump for president early, relatively early in the campaign cycle. Why did you choose to do so?
Graham, thanks for having me on today. On behalf of our members across the nation, this really was the call that they made to our national organization to go ahead and jump into this campaign early on. Now, as you know, when you've got a big primary race, things kind of settle a little later into the cycle. But in this election cycle where Donald Trump is presumptively going to be the nominee, he doesn't really have any real opposition, we knew that we needed to get involved quickly and early on in the campaign. And our chapters, our grassroots chapters across the nation, really did send that call because they want to be involved in the president's reelection campaign. They want to be plugged in to the national efforts to not only reelect Donald Trump, but also work with the congressional and the senatorial committees, with their state and county Republican parties. And what this endorsement does is puts us fully on the record of not only being able to plug in our members into the larger campaign, but also thanks and recognizes President Trump for his leadership to support LGBT equality issues and some of the initiatives that he's put forward thus far.
Now, the support from log cabins was not uniform. It was not unanimous. In fact, it prompted a high-profile resignation, among other things. But that's going to happen in an organization, right? Not everybody agrees with everything all the time. But the fact is, if you look at the big picture, President Trump, in lowering taxes, in returning America to a healthy economy, reducing the size and scope of government, this helps gay Americans as well as straight Americans and everybody in between.
Well, Graham, to your point, that's so much of what it means to be a gay Republican or a gay conservative in today's American scene. We're just like any other Americans. We have to pay our taxes, put food on the table, raise our families, battle with school bureaucracies, can think about the people that we have on the ballot in front of us and how foreign affairs impacts us directly. And in all of these areas, gays and lesbians are unlike any other Americans. We've got those same very concerns. And Donald Trump has shown leadership in so many different ways on these issues. But specifically to our community, the LGBTQ community, we've seen such great movement on two particular issues. The first, which is being the president's pledge to end the spread of HIV/AIDS in 10 years. We have the technology and the medicine to be able to achieve this. This was something, as you know, that wiped out a generation of gay leaders in the 80s and into the 90s.
Right.
And we have the ability to stop this. And then secondarily is the president's pledge to end the decriminalization of homosexuality. Right now, you can be jailed. It's illegal to be gay in over 71 countries across the planet. This is barbaric, this is inhumane. President Trump and Vice President Pence have both signaled their support for ending the criminalization of homosexuality and to have the United States go on record and have our policies that are going to reflect our stance on that worldwide view.
I don't think enough people understand that the president is working to decriminalize being gay across the globe, and what countries indeed punish people for being gay. Homosexuality is still illegal and punishable by death in Iran, Sudan, Saudi Arabia, Nigeria, parts of Yemen, Syria, Iraq, and other countries, but that's just a few here. The bottom line is the president is working to fix this on behalf of all people who are gay across the globe.
Right, and Graham, you know, we've seen such leadership from President Trump on this. While President Obama was putting billions of dollars in cash and sending it to some of these very players in the Middle East who are then throwing gays off the top of rooftops and hanging them in public squares, President Trump has said that's not going to continue, and we're going to take a hard line against that. We're going to judge our adversaries based on this type of behavior, and we're going to fight with them on that.
Right.
And then also looking to our allies who should be doing better and looking them to encourage them to increase their human rights policies in their own countries. So it's a sword that cuts both ways.
And you have a lot of work to do in the gay community. Obviously, there's a large percentage of people in the gay community. I hate ID politics, but if we're going to be talking about it, who are brainwashed to a degree by the mainstream media and the fascist left. And little by little, I think the log cabin Republicans get out there with the facts. As John Adams, former President John Adams once said, facts are stubborn things. And I think that organizations like Log Cabin Republicans win, in the end, hearts and minds, offering facts, the facts that we just talked about right now. Charles, thank you.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.